he is now all charged up, ready to make a horseman. Welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time for our war versus FSI. We really are in need of a win. And you can see I've got MVP here, but I am showing you that because I'm very unsatisfied with how this war went. We're going to show a lot of fights here, and I will explain why, and you will see why. I am not a happy camper. We're starting off this war here with this fight against a hit monkey. I'm bringing in Apocalypse. He is not charged up. Of course, because of the vigorous assault, I need to make sure I stay out of the way or hit into his block there because he is unblockable when he has the heal. And now is pretty much just a straight up hit monkey fight here with Apocalypse. Hit monkey will not be able to shrug. Apocalypse is debuffed, so this is a really great matchup. I think I mess up the evade here at some point, but Apocalypse is a big boy, so it's really not a big deal. Gonna go in here. I am finishing with a medium because that is the damaging combo there with the poison. And then now he is unblockable because of the heal timer that has come up. I think this is where I mess up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it is what it is. So we're going to continue to go in here. I should refresh with a heavy. There we go. And yeah, so this is just a nice start to the war. Hitmonkey is a champion that can really do some damage if you make even the smallest of mistakes here. But Apocalypse is a fantastic counter because of Apocalypse turning off the ability to shrug these things. Oh, looks like I punished late there. Ooh. Looks like I'm trying to make this close. I'm recording this a little bit late. We've had a whole other war come in, and oh, I am not happy with Kabam. But that is time. That is a story for another time. Got to our SP2 here. Going to finish this off, and yeah. So we're moving on, and that's great. My Apocalypse will be very fully charged up for our next fight, which is a pretty cool fight. I'm excited to show that when we get to it here. So moving on, we should have an Archangel fight coming up. If I remember correctly. Yep, here we go. Against this Yellow Jacket. Because Archangel can end these fights so quickly, it should not become a problem. But we do have to be in mind, I think it's called Meltdown, that Yellow Jacket can go into, and hitting him when he's in Meltdown is a really bad idea. So we're placing the pre-fight that will increase our attack rating there, and then we'll have that passive stun which as well. We have Masochism to deal with, and then of course he is a high ground defender, so another reason to want to get this fight over quickly. Masochism won't be as big of a deal. You'll see some of my initial bleeds get removed due to that, but he will not be able to get rid of the passive stun from the White Magneto pre-fight. So there, not only will this get the fight over a little bit quicker because of the attack rating, but he won't be able to shrug that stun, which means I won't have to worry about Masochism. It's just going to slow down a little bit. But once we get the bleeds up, it's all good anyway. Our Archangel is a delightful champion to play. And there is a little bit more nuances. You'll see at the end of this war where you can't just sit there and parry heavy all the time, and he can still be extremely effective. I think at this point I decided to kind of just let him bleed out because we had so many neuros up. The RNG was definitely in our favor, and Yellow Jacket is down. And now, if I remember correctly, we're going to be moving on to a Professor X on Mixmaster with Apocalypse. I've actually taken that fight 2 wars in a row now with different options. Okay, so it's not Mixmaster. He's just here at the end of this. What's up, Kai's? Frequent commenter and member of my channel. It was great to go up against you. Kai's fought us in war and soloed the map, so he did a fantastic job. Great player with a real nice channel there, so recommend checking that out if you're interested. All right, so going in here, the plan with this was I was going to boost big. I was going to use a power start 1, get to my SP2, and due to mutant power back boost, you see that, and mutant power boost in general, I will cycle to my second SP2 quickly. The thought was we might even be able to kill Professor X in that second SP2. If I remember correctly, it will not happen. It'll take like another 2 or 3 hits. I'm not going to be too concerned with the strike counter, although usually you want to play the node. I'd love to say I got hit on purpose there, but I did not. I have a bad habit of forgetting that that first light attack does not actually make contact for Professor X. So, try to remember that, but you'll see in my next war, I do not remember it myself. Triggered the falter there after he has thrown his special. He tends not to attack you back, so you can safely trigger the falter. And then now this fight is over, right? Like those great planning from Taters and Lizer, and really nice ideas here. He is going to go unblockable because he's triggered his mental state, or I can't remember what it's called. I love Professor X, and I can never remember the names of these things. He's unblockable as a result, so just stay the heck out of the way. Trigger the falter again, and then now it's just a matter of parrying and getting him down. So wasn't too worried about the node and the big fury and all that stuff. That's the last fight I'll be using Apocalypse for. And additionally, and this is important, pay attention to this, he is now all charged up, ready to make a horseman. All right, this was the fight that I was supposed to make him a horseman. Now, I'm saying supposed to for a very specific reason, and I, not spoil it necessarily, but to the best of my memory, I made him a horseman. I don't specifically recall doing it. This fight was not the hardest fight, so I was in the middle of a few things, but I knew we wanted to use energy and get moving. And this was the fight where I was going to apply the horseman pre-fight and go in. This fight is only difficult because of this under pressure node. I do want to show it to you because this can be a little tricky with Archangel, and I want to get this out. I say it every time I come up with this in an Archangel video. Archangel's ability accuracy cannot be reduced by a opponent's abilities, but it can be reduced by a node. So if I dash back too many times, I'm going to get this disorient timer, and that does make this fight a little bit more difficult. Combined with high ground, if she potentially heals, you can see where they're going with this. I'm using a lot of items because of some of these fights, but it's fine. I don't mind. I'd like to be an asset, and I'm actually enjoying taking a ton of fights. So here we go. I have managed to not dash back too much. I am landing my parries just fine. And I do feel like I'm not getting as good a RNG as I normally do when I'm a horseman, but I've got 4 neuros there, so I'm not really thinking too much about it. Nothing seems odd. Like I said, I was a little bit, not rushed, just a little distracted, so missing the parry didn't surprise me too much. Should not have rushed in there and tried to hit her when she was about to die, but it's fine, and she is now dead. So if you're really paying attention, if you're watching, some people just listen, but if you're watching, you'll notice there's no horseman ability there. Now, going up against this Rage Wasp, we're going to take the whole left side of Mini Boss Island. We're not going to have on any attack boost except for that green boost. I'm not using a guidance pre-fight, not the passive stun from White Magneto. Now, when you're fighting Wasp, what you don't want to do is parry and then heavy with Archangel's heavy, because there is a chance she is going to evade out of that last hit and stun you and land the shock. You're going to see me make a very, very Archangel rookie mistake here, not playing well in these first 2 fights on Mini Boss Island. There was no reason to do that. What you want to do is bait the heavy, get her evade timer going down, and then you can actually interrupt her heavy with your heavy very, very easily. And then she will not evade out of the parry stun should you land one. That's the smart way to do it. But it is what it is. I know that the shock is going down. I know I'm gonna have to heal up anyway, so there's no use worrying about it. I know how to do this fight. I went ultra safe. I knew how to punish her SP1 with my heavy, but no big deal. You see the amount of neurotoxins I ended up with. I didn't even think about the fact that I wasn't a horseman. I did feel like he was a little slow out of the gate, but nothing really alarmed me there. The taking the hit did seem a little strange because he should go unstoppable. And that really should have been the first clue for me that something was wrong. Looking back, that really should have clued into me like something wasn't right here. So we're going up against this fight with against Mr. Negative. This is a really cool placement, and I'll show you why. Let's take a look at this node. Hopefully I do show it. And I'm trying to work through the indestructible boost, which can tend to be a problem, I think, trying to rush through and make sure you use your boost, especially with a champion like Archangel who can get the fights done so quickly. But so when you parry some Mr. Negative, he gets the, I believe it is the light energy, and then when you knock him down, that transfers to dark energy. And that transfer from light energy to dark energy is what has him place the delirium. This node, and we're going to see it here. There we go, good. As this power focused one and the enhanced special one. That's why I think this was ultra tricky for an Archangel. It's almost like an Archangel trap in my opinion, because you're going to want to parry heavy, meaning you're going to be giving him the light energy. You're then going to transfer it into dark energy, and his power, his being Mr. Negatives, is going to be increased due to the power focused one. That means he's going to be throwing more special ones. And I did some practice fights on this, and one of the things that kept happening was the delirium was getting longer and longer, and so it started to become difficult to time it if and when he threw specials. You're going to see me really not play well here. You can tell that I was struggling with it. So let's go ahead and see it. This should just be standard parry heavy. If I'm horseman, I have plus 30% ability accuracy, and I think that will get this fight done so much faster. It would not come into play. But you see, I was a little shaky there because am I in reverse controls? Am I not? Obviously, I was not. But again, the key is just to kind of stay calm. I have the indestructible boost, so I'm not too worried about it. Just missing parries because I'm worried about going in reverse control. That's obviously not a good idea. But we've got the 4 neuros up. You can see it was at 3,500 a tick. So this fight's pretty much over. Get tagged by the special one. Power drain doesn't bother me because I'm not throwing specials anyway. Archangel being just an absolute beast. The neuros have worn off and they're stunning him. And so this fight is done. I'm just going in and comboing because I want to get it over with, basically. So that fight's done. I just was like, I'm going to nuke it. I don't want to die. We need a win. And I would like to move on to my fight against, I believe it's Mojo, right? With extra power here. Yes, here it is. So you can see I did use the guidance boost. This is an enhanced special 2 biased, improved power gain. So the whole plan here was to use my indestructible boost and just nuke this guy down. Knowing the power gain was going to be immense. The special 2, I'd prefer not to have to dex it. I do know how to do it, but I prefer not to have to. So I'm just going to hold block to try to entice the AI to hold on to its special, parry heavy, get the neuros going. And when you're a horseman, this would go even faster. So here we go. I'm not too concerned about the prompts, but I just took 3 hits. So I have now completely lost my indestructible, which was the whole game plan, was to let him get to his SP3. So now I do really want to bait SP1s if I can, because of the SP2 is unblockable, and I'd prefer not to have to dex it if I don't need to. We're doing tremendous damage here, and that was really, really helpful. Thankfully, there's no passive power gain, so I don't need to worry about that. And so him just playing into me, we were able to figure that out. And so it just became a matter of baiting it, knowing that he was going to get more power from the hits. It worked out really well. Archangel is impressive and amazing. Now, here we go. Okay, it looks like I cut some of this off. This is the boss fight. This is the fight against a stun immune Weapon X. Now, the whole plan with this, and I've soloed a version of this fight. I think it was 7.1 boss there. I think he had like a poison vulnerability, but significantly more health. And all you really want to do is bait the heavies. You're going to punish the heavies with your heavy, and that will start getting your bleeds, and then you should start getting the poisons going because he's hitting into your block, which will then get your neuros going when you land the next heavies. So you're going to get some neuros going. You want to wait till he gets around like 15 or so of his charges, his berserk charges or whatever. And then when he throws his special, he's going to go unstoppable and be in berserk mode. And at that point, you just punish it. Continuously push him over a bar of power. So you're going to backdraft intercept until you get him over bar of power. Let him throw his SP1, and then you just rinse and repeat. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. The concern is that he is going unblockable, right? But we've already landed some intercepts. He has a relatively aggressive AI anyway, but when he's berserk, he is even more. You see that we're able to punish his heavy with our heavy. And at this point, he's got 13, so I'm going to punish one more. And then now I know with his next special, he's going to go unblockable and berserk. I'm just going to punish that and just backdraft to intercept over and over. At this point, I'm like, this fight's over. I have won. I'm a horseman. Even if he hits me, I'm going to go unblockable, and I'm 100% bleed resistant. Like, he can't even really damage me. I can make a couple mistakes here. I've got him in the backdraft thing, and I'm also starting to think that, like, I really feel like I should have done significant more damage at this point. Something is a little bit odd, but I'm like, it's fine, just bad RNG. But I only had 1 neuro up. That seems awfully strange. Then he hits me, and I lose my indestructible, but I'm bleeding. And why am I bleeding? I'm supposed to be a horseman. On look back, it's really obvious. I wasn't a horseman in any of those fights. In any of them. It's very clear. It's very obvious. I should have noticed that. So I'm not trying to say that I should not have noticed it. I should have. What I could have done about it, you'll see Absolutely nothing. I went, I was very, very upset, obviously, because that was a boss solo. I just lost a streak of, I think, like 68 fights in a row. But look at this. Apocalypse, I placed the pre-fight somewhere. Because Apocalypse has no charges. Now, you saw me beat Hitmonkey and then Professor X. He should be at 4 charges. So to me, this means I placed it somewhere. I believe I placed it at Phoenix. That's where I was supposed to place it. I don't have it on video, but where else did those charges go? But here we are, and then I'm going to show you the node. There's no horseman. I'm very not happy. So went up and boosted again though, because I'm like, I can end this. They told me, look, if you're too frazzled, they knew I was frustrated. There's other people who could take it. Legacy could obviously take it. Mad Cat could take it. And I was like, no, I want to finish this off. I know how to fight this guy. So I calmed down a little bit. Went in, and it's just going to be the exact same strategy here. The punish his heavy with our heavy. Get to the point where we know he's going to go berserk with his berserk charges or whatever. The green passives there. I think it's when he gets to 25, but he gets 10 of them from throwing the specials. We've pushed him past 25, so now he is berserk. Bait this SP1. And then you see we're having better RNG there. See how much damage we're doing. It's just really, really, really frustrating. I was very worried it was also potentially going to cause us to lose. This war was pretty close from what I recall. And so not only was I frustrated and annoyed, but I was feeling quite badly about it because I did feel like I should have noticed. I don't know what we would have done differently, but I do feel like we should have noticed. And then I probably could have intentionally recorded something and submitted it to Kabam. I don't know if it would have made a difference, but we did win the war. Well played, FS1. You know, you guys did great. You know how close this war was. Congratulations and well played to PWF and Bimani. And then, you know, me, I had a fine war. The Mr. Negative fight I don't think was very good, and I can be improved on, but sometimes that just happens where, you know, you boost big, you throw on the indestructible, and you just try to blitz your way through it knowing you're going to heal up. I know how my next war went, and so that's why you're hearing so much frustration in my voice. I will get that out hopefully in a day or two, and you will see an even bigger bug that is even more frustrating for me, and it's one that I believe is affecting a lot of the player base, and I truly understand why so many of you are so frustrated. I'm glad we won this war. It was important and well played. You know, so many people in my BG had better wars. Legacy, Mad Cat, Lizer, Taters, TJ, Enzo, Sax, and Billy. Yeah, I think that's everyone. I think I may have forgotten everyone, but literally all of them played better than me. I just happened to take the most fights, so I got MVP. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the bitterness you're hearing in my voice. I'll show you in the next video why I am so incredibly irritated about this. And I hope your war season is going well. And thanks for watching. Take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.